Hare Ask someone else to do it. Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome, welcome for our celebration of Radhashtami. So many people, so nice to have you Friday evening. Yes, and so the plan for today is to have we will watch some presentation by His Grace Gaura Prabhu about Srimati Radharani, I guess, and then we will open altar. We will have Gaurarati, and then Kirtan, and then Prasadam. So again, everyone is welcome, and if we can ask everyone to move forward, because we expect more guests, please move forward. We'll have better connection with our speaker.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Hare Hare. Srimati Radharani ki jai. So in 1968, when Srila Prabhupada was in Montreal, which is the third temple that he started, first New York, then San Francisco, then Montreal, he sang the following song by Srila Rupa Goswami called Shri Radhika Stava from Rupa Goswami's Stavamala. So I thought it would be appropriate for us to celebrate singing the same song that Srila Prabhupada sang in honor of Srimati Radharani. So I think most of you are familiar with Kirtan. I'll be leading the Kirtan, and when I stop, singing the line like Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite, then it's your turn to open your mouth, because a lot of people don't. They just sit there and they kind of like, like, what's going on? And try to follow and sing, repeat back what it is you've heard. And please don't rush it, because the melody is a little bit complicated and I don't want to make any mistakes. And we need a solid kartal player. We got one. And we have a good mridanga player as well. Vishnu Prabhu has come all the way from Belleville. He drove just to come and join us. How many hours is it? 2 hours? Yeah. Wow. And someone's going to have to, well, I'll try to move it, because I'll be, whoops. I know, it's hard. Okay. All right, good. We have it all fitted on there. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Bolo. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Mandala Mahiste, Mandala Mahiste, Mandala Mahiste, Radhe Jaya Jaya. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite. Navashashireke Lalita Sakhi Gunaramita Vishakhe Navashavanudari Navashashireke Lalita Sakhi Gunaramita Vishakhe Navashavanudari Navashashireke Lalita Sakhi Gunaramita Vishakhe Shavanudari Navashashireke Lalita Sakhi Gunaramita Vishakhe Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Jai 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 Gokula Karuni Mandala Mahite Gokula Karuni Mandala Mahite Gokula Karuni Mandala Mahite Gokula Karuni Mandala Mahite Karunam Kurumaye Karuna Varite Sanaka Sanatana Vanita Charite 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 Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Jai 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 Gokulo Karuni Mandala Mahite Gokula Karuni Mandala Mahite Gokula Karuni Mandala Mahite Gokula Karuni Mandala Mahite Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Jai 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 So our godbrother Achyutananda Prabhu was one of Srila Prabhupada's first disciples to go to India, and he stayed with Srila Prabhupada's godbrother Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj, and he studied Bengali and Sanskrit, and he translated all of these songs for us. So that was very kind of him. So here's the translation of what we just sang. Srila Prabhupada said we should never sing a bhajan unless everyone knows what we're singing about. Common sense. Would anyone like to, each, you can take turns reading one verse, please. Go ahead, Prabhupada.
O Radha, O beloved of Madhava, O you who are worshipped by all, the young girls of Gokula, all glories unto you, all glories unto you.
Krishna.
You who dress yourself in such a way as to increase Lord Damodara love and attachment for you, O Queen of Vrindavana, which is the pleasure grove of Lord Hari.
O new moon that is arisen from the ocean of King Varsabhanu, O friend of Nandita, O you who have made Vishaka loyal to you due to your wonderful qualities of friendliness, kindness, and faithfulness to Krishna.
Loud.
I'm not so loud. Okay, O you who are filled with compassion, O you whose divine characteristics are described by the great sages, Tanuka and Sanatana. O Radha, please be merciful
Mike,
to me.
Mike there. Mike.
We did it.
Yay! Shira.
So Srila Rupa Goswami is teaching us how to pray to Srimati Radharani. This is the value of the great acharyas. They teach by their example. So I'd like to, before beginning, I'd like to thank Manvi and Anushka with all of their technical knowledge in helping to put the technicalities in making this possible today. Srimati Radharani. Lord Krishna is, thank you. Lord Krishna is known as Madan Mohan. He's so attractive, he's attracting millions of cupids. But Srimati Radharani is the enchanter of millions of cupids. Om Agyana Timanandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopekakanta Radha Kanta Namostate Vanchakalpa Drubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patita Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Whoops. So all my notes, Manvi or Anushka, Hare Krishna, all my notes are hidden that I created for the slideshow. I do not know how to access them. You've hidden them very well. Can't see. So some of these notes were taken directly from Srila Prabhupada's lecture on Radhashtami, and there's different sources. Today is Radhashtami, the appearance day of Srimati Radharani. 15 days after Krishna's birth, Radharani appeared. Radharani is Krishna's pleasure potency. Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikritir Hladini Shakti. This is a quote from Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, chapter 1, verse 5. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has got varieties of energies, as it is confirmed in the Vedic literature. Parasha Shaktir Vividhaiva Suryate. And Natasya Karyam Karanam Savijite. From the Shvetashvatara Upanishad. The Supreme Lord has nothing to do personally. We should try to understand Radharani's features. Radharani is the pleasure potency, Hladini Shakti. Anandamayo Vyasa in the Vedanta Sutra, the absolute truth is described as Anandamaya, always in pleasure potency. When you want Ananda, pleasure, you cannot have it alone. Alone you cannot enjoy. When you are in the circles of friends or family or other associates, you feel pleasure, just like I am speaking. The speaking is very pleasing when there are many persons here. I cannot speak here alone. Although, having said that, when Srila Prabhupada was in his room alone at 26 2nd Avenue, he spoke the entire introduction to the Bhagavad Gita. You know that amazing introduction, if any of you have read Bhagavad Gita as it is? You know that whole introduction is dense. packed with knowledge, summarizing the whole 5 topics of Bhagavad Gita. And Srila Prabhupada said, if you have no one else to preach to, then preach to the walls. Because there's probably some living entities in your room that will benefit from hearing Krishna Katha. Just like when you go on a japa walk, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You're liberating all the plants and trees and birdies and insects. So at least try to go on a japa walk, and sometimes Prabhupada also said if your mind is disturbing you too much, chant loudly, chant louder to drown out your mind. Maybe that's not a good idea in the temple because we don't want to chase everyone out of the temple room, but in nature, we can chant loudly. So, Srila Prabhupada goes on to say, we are celebrating the appearance day of Srimati Radharani. And I remember my godbrother, Satyaraj Prabhu, he wrote a very nice pamphlet on Srimati Radharani, and he was coining this term, the divine feminine. So she's the supreme goddess who attracts the supreme personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. Her name means that she is the most excellent worshipper of Lord Krishna. Like Rani means queen, and Radha is coming from Aradhyate, which means to worship. So it means she's the queen of all worshippers of Krishna. She's the topmost devotee of Lord Krishna. She is the chief associate and devotee of Lord Krishna, and the topmost of all goddesses. So I spent some time this afternoon looking up the different goddesses, and in the top left corner there is Lakshmi Devi, who's an expansion of Srimati Radharani. And then there is sometimes who's referred to as her sister, Goddess Saraswati, the goddess of learning. Actually, the English word luck comes from Lakshmi. If you're lucky, that means you have Lakshmi. And I don't know if it was Srila Prabhupada or Chanakya Pandit that said that in the household where the husband and the wife do not fight, that is where Lakshmi will reside. So it means Krishna's given us 2 ears and only 1 mouth, so we should be listening to our spouse twice as much as speaking and listening with empathy. So Goddess Saraswati in the top right corner. Many, I think, children in India, they worship Saraswati.
It is a good lesson given by you.
Oh?
What? It is a good lesson given by you for the Grahast people.
Okay. Well, some of us try to learn from our mistakes. In the bottom left corner, we see Durga. Dur. In Quebec, they say, c'est dur. It's difficult, right? C'est un triste. It's tough. C'est dur. So same in Sanskrit, dur, difficult. And ga, to go. So Durga, very difficult to go through this material world. So Durga is there. She has the thankless task. She wakes up before the rest of us do. She gets her 16 rounds done before all the rest of us do. And she's like Krishna's police force, so to speak. She's there. Do you really want to go back to Godhead, or would you like this illusion? I have a whole variety of illusions for you, because no one can go back to Goloka Vrindavan unless they're freed from the 6 enemies. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Madha, Moha, Matsarya. And which one did I leave off? I think I covered them. And then there's Sitaram. There's Sita Devi on the right lower corner. And then in the middle, I put Mother Mary, because I read a quote where Srila Prabhupada says that Mother Mary is an expansion of Srimati Radharani. Isn't that interesting? So this for all of our Christian friends. I'm raised in a Ukrainian Greek Orthodox Catholic family. And so when I read that quote from Srila Prabhupada, then I could see how ecumenical Srila Prabhupada is. Prabhupada said in Bhagavad Gita, you will learn everything that's in other scriptures, but there is philosophy in our Bhagavad Gita that you will not find in any other scripture, such as Srimati Radharani. They do encounter a manifestation of her, Mother Mary, but I'm not sure, for example, like that the Jehovah's Witnesses honor Mother Mary and Joseph. I'm not sure. Different denominations of Christianity, they have their idiosyncrasies. So, moving right along. If you have any thoughts or questions, please jot them down or try to remember them, and we can bring them up at the end. So I'd like everyone here, Prabhupada is saying, on Radhashtami Day, devotees meditate on the exalted position of Srimati Radharani, and we offer prayers to her. So please repeat after me this prayer to Srimati Radharani. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. I offer my respects to Radharani, whose bodily complexion is like molten gold and who is the queen of Vrindavan. You are the daughter of King Vrishabhanu, and you are very dear to Lord Krishna. Radharani is known as Hari Priya, very dear to Krishna. Saintly persons advise that approaching Krishna becomes easy when done through the mercy of Radharani. If she recommends to Krishna, this devotee is very nice, then Krishna accepts such a person despite their lack of other qualifications. Trying to understand God, Krishna, by the speculative process, may take many lifetimes. But if we take to devotional service and just try to please Radharani, Krishna will be obtained very easily. So in Bhagavad Gita 10:12, Krishna says, if I can remember the verse, Parang Bhavam, what is it? Parang Brahma, Parang Brahma, Parang Dhamma, Pavitrang, Paramang Bhavam, Purusham, Shashwatam, Divyam, Adidevam, Ajam Purum. Thank you, Pandits, for helping me out. Okay, so as Arjuna says to Lord Krishna, Krishna, you are the Supreme Brahman, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You are the ultimate abode. The ultimate abode, the purest, the absolute truth. So there we see Krishna way up there in Goloka Vrindavan, and then from him he's expanding himself into the three Purusha avatars. Karanadakshaye Vishnu, Garbhodakshaye Vishnu, Kirodakshaye Vishnu. You are the absolute truth. You are the eternal, transcendental, original person. And we see from the Garbhodakshaye Vishnu, Mahavishnu, unlimited universes are emanating from his yoga nidra, from his breathing. You are the unborn. You are the greatest. So Krishna is the supreme Brahman. And to enhance his enjoyment, he expands his pleasure potency as Shri Mati Radharani. The point that Prabhupada is making is that if Krishna is if you look up Brahman, Prabhupada describes Brahman as being the greatest. So Krishna is the summum bonum. He is the source of everything. Janmadhyasya yataha itarathas. He's the beginning, he's the middle, he's the end, he's the source, he's the maintainer, he's ultimately the destroyer, only to recreate again. So Krishna's not going to be interested in just, any ordinary girl. Although Prabhupada said, bring all the beautiful women to Krishna. They're for Krishna's pleasure. And I don't know why I'm hitting on the button that goes next slide, but it's not going to the next slide. Can my tech support here help me out? 1-800? Sorry? Oh. When all else fails, then depend on the mouse. Thank you. Okay. So because we're part and parcel of Krishna, we have this enjoying spirit as well, right? Like it's Friday night and I just got paid. When I stayed at an Ayurvedic retreat in Padi near Chandigarh, they have a Goshala there, which is interesting that every hospital should have a Goshala. because the Gomata provides so many essential nutrients for health. So, what would we do on Friday night at the hospital? All the workers, all the patients, we'd go to the Goshala and we do Go Puja. We'd honor Mother Cow. And that was the one day of the week where I was allowed to have some sweets. They make a special halava for the cows, made with chipped rice and gur. Gur? Am I saying it right?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the difference between gur and jaggery? Is that the same?
Same.
Okay. And ghee. And so I would participate in offering agarbatti and put Sindhu on the Gomata's head and tie a little string on her tail. And it was so nice. We were all gathered, like 30 or 40 of us, to honor Mother Cow. And I'm thinking about, like, back in the West, people are getting hammered, destroying their brain cells and livers with alcohol, you know, and going to some smoke, well, maybe it's not a smoky bar anymore, but anyway. So Vedic culture, Vaishnava culture, so sattvic, so pure, so clean. And everyone has fun, and you get a big bowl of halava. So because, all right, so we have this enjoying spirit, but we're materially contaminated. We forgot how to enjoy because we're trying to enjoy dull matter. Yet we unknowingly want the topmost pleasure, which is Brahman pleasure, spiritual pleasure. And this is what Lord Rishabhdev says in the 5th canto, Brahma Sokyam Tamanantam. This is what all the great sages are looking for. They're looking for the pleasure of Brahman. So, okay, I'm clicking. Okay, I have to click on the slides now.
Yeah.
Got it. Thank you very much. Okay, so I remember this photo from an old BTG. I always thought it was a great analogy Prabhupada gave. How we're trying to enjoy like a fish out of water. Priyam, can you read that loudly, please?
If a fish is taken out of the water, it cannot be made happy with all the comforts of land. To be happy, a fish must have all the freedom of water. Similarly, we all are spiritual sparks, and we cannot become happy in the matter. We require spiritual food, spiritual atmosphere.
So that's what we're providing here at Shishi Gaur-Nitai's Mandir. There's a constant stream of university students going by this door all day long. And just see the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda making Krishna Prasad so easily available, and the happy association of the devotees, Srila Prabhupada's books. Last Sunday, we all went out on Harinam Sankirtan after the Sunday feast. It was totally ecstatic. We went right into the heart of the Byward Market, even though there's supposed to be some kind of bylaw that we're not supposed to go there and make people happy. We didn't care. We went there and we danced and chanted, and Lakshminath he was setting everyone on fire. Everyone was very, very joyful with his kirtan. When a person is fully engaged in the transcendental loving service to the Lord, he is pleased in himself, and thus he is no longer engaged in sense gratification or in fruitive activities. So this is Godbrother Sunanda Prabhu playing the mridanga, and I've been told that this is Jai Sachinandan Prabhu jumping out of his skin, leaving his body in ecstasy. So this is a sign that, yeah, our process is Mahaprabhu Kirtana Nritya Gita. We're not a bunch of old Babajis that we have to sit down on the sidewalk. We still have some life left in us, and we can dance. Prabhupada himself was dancing in his 70s, 80s, he was showing. So this dancing in kirtan is very important process as well. This is Brahma Saukyam, spiritual, transcendental pleasure. So, many great yogis gave up family life. Whoops, sorry about that. Looks like it's working again. Many great yogis gave up family life and kingdoms, meditating to achieve Brahman pleasure. So many brahmacharis and sannyasis are trying to achieve Brahman pleasure. And in order to achieve that extraordinary happiness of Brahman pleasure, they rejected material pleasure. Historically, here we have Bharat Maharaj. under whose name this whole planet is called Bharatavarsha. When I was at our Rath Yatra festival last weekend, I went and talked to the people who were about protecting the soil on Earth, and they saw my Festival of India t-shirt, and in a nice way they said, this should not say Festival of India, it should say Festival of Bharat, because India is coming from, you know, how the Muslims made the term, those who live east of the Sindhu River are Hindus, and then the British turned it into India, right? But anyway, it was an interesting point. All right, so Bharat Maharaj, he was the emperor of the whole world, and he had his beautiful wife, young children, but at the age of just 24 years, he gave up everything for the Brahma Saukyam. And then Prabhupada also gives the example of Lord Buddha. Lord Buddha was also a prince, not an ordinary man, and a kshatriya, always enjoying with beautiful dancing women. But he gave up everything and began to meditate. There are hundreds of instances in Indian history that in order to experience transcendental pleasure or realize Brahman pleasure, they gave up everything. So tapasya means voluntarily accepting some bodily inconvenience for realizing the supreme pleasure. That is called tapasya. Just like for many of you, maybe you've come a long distance to come here. So that was a tapasya. To wake up early in the morning by 4 o'clock. That's tapasya. To control our senses. Like some people might like onion and garlic, but they know that they cannot offer that to Krishna. So that's a tapasya that we do. So there's different levels depending on our status in life. I thought this was a cool Buddha photo, so I included this one. So, we've heard of Vivekananda. I think some of you are from India, and he came up with this philosophy of Dhridra Narayan. That why are you worshipping Narayan in the mandir when there's so many Narayans on the street? Dhridra Narayans, poor Narayans. But actually, Chintamani Prakarasad Sukalpa Vriksha. Narayan is surrounded by hundreds of millions of Lakshmi Devis. He's not a poor man, as Prabhupada would say. Krishna is not a poor man. So, to experience a little Brahman pleasure, all materialistic pleasures are to be given up. Do you think that the Supreme Brahman, Lord Krishna, I'm trying to figure out how to move this thing here, because I'm afraid if I hit this. Okay, good. Lord Krishna is enjoying, okay, do you think that the Supreme Brahman, Lord Krishna, is enjoying this material pleasure? Krishna, he's enjoying Lakshmi Sahasra Sata Sambrahma Sevyamanam. Hundreds and thousands of goddesses of fortune are engaged in his service. Do you think these Lakshmis are material women? Why would Krishna take pleasure in material women? Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavida Tabirya Eva Nicharupayata Kalabi. So this is the verse in the Brahma Samhita, the oldest of all hymns, that specifically describes Srimati Radharani, verse number 37. The Brahma Samhita explains that Krishna expands his Ananda Chinmaya Rasa, the mellow of his transcendental pleasure potency, as the gopis. And these gopis are expansions of Krishna's pleasure potency. Radharani is the center. We should never think that Radharani is an ordinary woman, like we have our wife or sister or mother. No, she is the pleasure potency, or Hladini Shakti of Sri Krishna. So when we were reading this week with Sanjana and I think Anvi, we were reading about Srimati Radharani's, what was it, 64 artistic abilities that are listed actually in this verse. We're not going to read them now, although I'd love to, but people have things to do on Saturday. So, does anyone remember, do you remember any of Radharani's 64 qualities? Anvi?
Yes, some.
What? What do you remember? Loudly.
She know how to dance, she know how to sing, she was also a mechanical engineer, electrical engineer. Yeah, it was written there. It was written.
It said engineering.
Yeah, it's like multiple kind of engineering, mechanical engineering, and she
Okay.
can do tricks, different kind of tricks.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, well, moving right along. So here we're going to talk specifically about the birth of Srimati Radharani. The birth of Radharani was not from the womb of any human being. She was found by her father in the field. While her father, King Vrishabhanu, was plowing, he saw one little nice child lying there. He had no children, so he presented her to the queen. Kirtida, oh, here we have got a very nice child. How you got? Oh, in the field. Just see, Radharani's Janma is like that. So this Janma or appearance is today. And I contacted Madhavananda Prabhu because I said, well, I seem to remember hearing in another place that she was born directly from Kirtidan, another place that said she was born on a golden lotus, and another place, and he was saying, yes, this is according to different Divya Yugas, but I didn't have a chance to look up what are Divya Yugas exactly. But as he reminded me, we should place Srila Prabhupada's explanation. Even though there's different explanations in other shastras, we'll put we'll prioritize Srila Prabhupada's explanation. Okay, moving right along. Lord Shiva explained to his wife, Parvati, when Lord Hari wanted to descend to this material world, he called Radha and said, you too will take birth there with me. We will manifest wonderful leelas together. Then Radha said, oh my dear lotus-eyed Hari, if I take birth in the material world, I will be so distressed. How can I bear to see any other man? I only want to see you. I refuse to look upon the form of another man. Krishna said, oh, Devi, please do not feel such anxiety. Your desire will be fulfilled. Lord Hari took birth as the son of Nanda Maharaj to protect the sadhus. Radha took birth from the womb of Kirtida as the daughter of Vrishabhanu. Because of the birth of the divine couple, the whole universe became exuberant. So this is a story told by Godbrother Gaura Govinda Maharaj. But Radha's eyes were not open. Seeing this, Kirtida Maharani was alarmed. Parvati then inquired, please tell me how Radharani opened her eyes. King Vrishabhanu held a great festival, like today, on the auspicious occasion of his daughter's birth. He invited all the cowherd men and women, extending a special invitation to Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Rani. Nanda Maharaj and his wife arrived at the palace of King Vrishabhanu by bullock cart. Maharaj Vrishabhanu welcomed Nanda Maharaj, embracing him. Kirtida welcomed Yashoda Mata, embracing her. The magnificent festival continued. And Shri Radha was sleeping in her cradle. But Lord Hari, who is the Antaryami, supersoul in the hearts of all living entities, knew this. Unnoticed by anyone, baby Krishna went to Radharani. Seeing the face of his consort, Krishna smiled, laughing in his mind. Then he put his lotus palm over her eyes. As soon as she felt the touch of Krishna, she immediately opened her eyes and saw his face. They had eye-to-eye union, Radha and Krishna. Both were very, very blissful. Kirtida had just come there, and she saw what had happened. Taking the baby girl onto her lap, she happily exclaimed, Krishna gave eyes to Radha. Therefore, this girl will be very dear to Krishna. Hearing this, Mother Yashoda's heart was filled with joy. This is the inconceivable Leela of Krishna. By the mercy of Hari and Guru, it is described in the Vaivarta, Brahma Vaivarta Purana and the Padma Purana. And almost at the end here, folks. Okay, so these are the 25 main qualities of Srimati Radharani. You can look them up because Krishna Dalal told me I have about 1 minute left or 2 minutes left. 30 seconds left. And then you can look this up. These are the symbols on Srimati Radharani's lotus hands. And there's also motions, designs on her feet. And I must say, because we're worshipping Shri Shri Gaurnitai, when Krishna wanted to understand himself, he took the tendency of Srimati Radharani. And that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Radha Bhava Dhuti Subalitam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna, but he has accepted the propensities of Radharani. That's from the Adi Leela. As Radharani is always in the feelings of separation of Krishna, similarly in the position of Radharani, Lord Chaitanya was feeling separation from Krishna And that is the teaching of Lord Chaitanya. Feelings of separation, not meeting. The process of devotional service taught by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his disciplic succession is how to feel separation from Krishna. That is Radharani's position. Always feeling separation. And for our closing slide here, we want to thank you, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. And happy Radhashtami. Srimati Radharani ki jai. Kanumana Mohini Radharani ki jai. Vrindavan Vilasini Radharani ki jai. Asta Shakti Shiromani Radharani ki jai. Vrishabhanu Nandini Srimati Radharani ki jai.
Jai. Jai.
Is it in? To the wire. Ah, Jai, she's gone.
You're funny.
Should I begin? Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Rama Vishnupad Paramahamsa, Parivraj Gacharya Hastotara Sisimal Divine Grace, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai, Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Siva Sari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shamakunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki jai, Shri Vrindavan Dham ki jai, Shri Mayapur Navadvip Dham ki jai, Jagannath Swami ki jai, Varshana Daidesha ki jai, Shrimati Tulsi Maharani ki jai, Shrimati Radharani ki jai, Shri Radhashtami Mahotsava ki jai. All glories to the sum of the devotees. All glories to the sum of the devotees. All glories to the sum of the devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories, all glories. Shri Guru and Govinda. I need a dance. Thank you for accessing my
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya.
Radhashtami ki Jai. Hare Krishna. So thank you all so much for coming and joining us today on this wonderful occasion, auspicious day, appearance day of Srimati Radharani. So now we'll actually conclude the program with prasadam. We have some prasadam that is getting ready to be brought up. And before we do so, I just wanted to, you've probably noticed, we have a wonderful slideshow that Mother Lakshmi Moni hooked us up with. So you can, throughout prasadam, when you're enjoying prasadam, you can have a look and see, I don't know how many slides are there, 25 slides or so? Okay, 120 slides. Okay? So everybody eat very quietly, okay? And just look at the slides. Okay. So yeah, and we'll continue obviously celebrating here at ISKCON Ottawa. This is the weekend. We're kind of themed out here. So on Sunday, I think we'll be hearing a little bit more about Srimati Radharani. We'll continue. So if you'd like to come and join us, our program starts at 3 o'clock, goes till about 5. So we'll continue. And one other thing I wanted to bring your attention to. There have been some devotees that have been busy. There's always devotees that are busy doing things. But we've had a temple rebuild committee that has been meeting regularly every Monday for the last few months. And they've been trying to put some stuff together, and we have some updates as to where we're at right now in terms of funding, in terms of meetings that we've had. And we would like to give our community this update. We'd like to find an opportunity to get together and be able to do this. So there's a poster that I have shared right now. It's on the ISKCON Ottawa chat group. Right? If you are not part of ISKCON Ottawa on WhatsApp, you can actually connect. There's a little barcode over here on this poster. Stay connected and help support temple services. So you could either sign up to receive a weekly bulletin or join one of the groups and just be in the know as to what's happening in the community. So this event is going to be October 21st. It's about a month from now at the Sandy Hill Community Center. We're going to have a fall gala. Sounds pretty fancy, doesn't it? Fall gala. And the focus is going to be kirtan. We'll have a staged event. We'll have about 2 45-minute sessions of kirtan and maybe a 10-15 minute presentation by the devotees in terms of updates, and some light snacks, maybe a tea, some savories, sweets, some of those rasgullas or gulab jamuns, who knows, right? But don't miss it. It's a free event, and I just posted it on the WhatsApp group, so you can actually RSVP online to be able to attend. There's limited seats. There's only 140 seats that are available at the Sandy Hill Community Center. So if you know that you might want to come and attend, or you have some friends that might be interested, that would like to know about what's happening at ISKCON Ottawa, then please spread the word and come and join us. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. Yes? Okay, so the curtains are going to close shortly, so if you'd like to come and have some darshan from the deities, then please feel free to do so, and prasadam will be served. And I know there's a desire for some devotees to maybe have a little bit of kirtan, so maybe afterwards, if the desire is still there, then maybe we can continue with a little bit more kirtan. Okay? Yeah. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, that's right.
Special course for you. Not just for you.
Oh no, why did you break it? I didn't break it. I didn't break it.